Okay, here are a few things that you actually need before you get to Japan. Alright, first you need is your ID, a passport, a copy of your social security, and your birth certificate. That all helps. Then you need to do is find out what type of visa that you need to have, because every different type of visa has different qualifications. But they typically demand that you have at least a bachelor's, or even some may specify still a master's degree in the field that you work in. If you're an educator, there's an education program that you could basically be a teacher there and apply for it. But remember, with that, there is a limited number of positions and you have to apply for it. So it's always best that you have all your things. And yeah, other things, let's say you do got all your paperwork. How much money you need? Well, I suggest, for California, it usually costs for a round trip is usually about $500 to $800. Sometimes, and I've seen as low as like $300 to $400. Yeah. Going there and coming back, and more expensive, like $1,000 and up. Anyway, it differs on where you're at. Alright, you need at least some money just in case to get back or whatever. For me, I'm going for is a permanent residency. Okay, because I found out it's much easier for me. Enough of that. What else? Well, you're probably going to be told that, Japan's an island country. Well, actually, it's a nation, and it's an archipelago. Not one island, it's islands, plural. And then you're also going to be told, everything costs so much. It's even more expensive to live there than it is in Hawaii. Well, no, it isn't. Yes, Hawaii is very expensive, but New York City is far more expensive than Hawaii. Don't ask me, it just is. And, you're going to probably say that everything costs so much more. Well, you pay what you get for it. Like, if you're trying to get, like, super premium meats, yeah, you're probably going to get, like, a steak at a restaurant that's going to cost, like, $100 to, up to $500 for one freaking meal. You're going to say, that's expensive, but you have to understand that this particular beef was beer-fed and pampered and hand-massaged meat. Like, do you really need that type of luxury? If you do, okay, good for you. But for me, I like to try it anyways one day. Alright, if you're gonna do like I do, or no matter how long you're gonna stay there, I suggest that you figure out where you're gonna live, how much it's gonna cost, and what city you're in and all that. Make sure that you also have a job there. Alright, let's say you have some sort of job that requires you to be there. Okay. Alright, let's say you did. Okay. Now, what is your living expenses? Okay. Take into account that most of the prices I found online for just what things cost for food, clothing, and stuff, a lot of it is a little bit cheap, some is a little expensive, but pretty much it's actually close to what you would get if you live in California. Pretty much. Sometimes a little bit cheaper, depending on what stores you go to. You can find really great items that you need for a low price. Alright, apartments, yes, they're going to be smaller, but let's say you lived in a tiny apartment, especially in Manhattan, you're used to it. So it's not big of a deal. You're not going to notice it. California, yeah, you're gonna notice. But pretty much the prices I've seen for places range for, you know, close to $500 to, you know, over $1,000, which is usually about 50,000 to 100,000 to 200,000 yen. You know, well, I go with 100 yen equals $1. It's just a little bit easier to do that type of math because you might get there and it may cost a little bit more or a little less. So it varies. For your living expenses for a year, okay, I suggest for a minimum, just in case if you don't like living there because of some reason and you need to get back, okay, the minimum amount that you need is from $10,000 to $20,000. I'm using US dollars variations, okay? It's much easier for me. So, just take an account. And a lot of times you might be able to do is get a place beforehand online before you go there. But if you get that, do that. Remember, you send your stuff with a courier service. You know, they have services. Look online. You could also go to gaijinpot.com. GAIJIN dot, well, that's Gaijin, and then POT, yeah, sorry, and .com, sorry. The address again is GAIJINPOT.com. Fuck, why am I misspelling Gaijin? All it is Ga-I-J-N. That's it. But trying to do it in English letters from Romanji, a little more of a pain in the ass because of my thinking. Alright. You're gonna find is that a lot of your entertainment products that you like, some of them are going to be a little bit expensive, but let's say games and movies and stuff, you're going to find them at a reasonable price, especially games, because you're going to find titles that you didn't even know that existed. Even if you did, now you can buy them at a very reasonable price. You can get a whole mess of game systems too, but you know, if you're a gamer like me, you're probably going to have is your ROMs and stuff like that, and you're going to have your game machines. Most likely bring, yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. Like, okay, for your suitcase and your luggage, just bring like about a week worth of clothes. Prepare your clothes for how it's going to be, you know. Make sure you have, you know, about 5 to 7 days worth of clothes. And maybe like if you're a woman, you want at least 2 different evening dresses for dinners and whatever, and shoes that match, purses and things like that, you know. So you're probably only going to carry like 1 or 2 bags of luggage that's going to be inside the plane. You have 2 bags, most likely 1 in the body of the plane and 1 carry-on, which that will carry pretty much emergency items, you know, basic stuff like socks, underwear, you know. But remember, no items that you do need, you can buy them there, you know, toothbrushes, things like that, colognes, toothpastes. Go to thrift stores, buy them there. Well, that's pretty much it. My next video about tips on being in Japan is going to be about getting an apartment and what you need to look for. And also, check the doobly-doob. I'm going to have links to other videos, not mine of course, on the same subject, and also of people's experiences on getting apartments and yada yada yada. See you later.